Hello, interwebs. Today is Sunday, September 3rd, 2017. So let's start off with some NASCAR stuff. The biggest news, actually, let's start off with the small news. Daniel Suarez, the Subway has announced that they will drop sponsorship with him, and they had one more year on their contract, so he now just has Eris and Stanley as his big sponsors. That's the big news right now for him, is that he's lost Subway. They didn't give a specific reason why, they just kind of dropped it. And then Fifth Third Bank has extended their contract with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Roush Fenway Racing. So, good for them. Yeah. And then the biggest news is that Liberty University is going to sponsor William Byron in 2018 and 2019 for the Cup Series. And Liberty University just got a big win against those Baylor Bears. Their first win against the Power 5 opponent, I believe. And the big news, this is it. William Byron will move to the 24. His number will be number 24. Chase Elliott will be in the 9 car. They are not switching teams, so William Byron's not going to be in Chase Elliott's current team. Chase Elliott's not going to be with Casey Kane's current team. Chase Elliott, they're taking the 24 number off of his car, putting the number 9, the team stays the same, and they're taking the 24 and putting it on the 5 car, and that's going to be William Byron's team. So that's that. A bunch of people are confused. They think that Alan Gustafson and that team are moving over to the 5 car, which will now be the 24 car, and they think that the 24, which is Chase Elliott, he's going to be the 9. They think he's moving to Casey Kane's current team, but that is not the case. So that is the situation there. Oh, yeah. Next, I'm going to talk about MLB news. So, yeah. I am here to talk about MLB news with my cousin Cole, and he's going to help me discuss some of the MLB news that happened this past week because I've been behind and lazy. That's the truth.
Heck yeah. So, first we have the Angels get Justin Upton from the Tigers.
They're actually the Angels because their name is confusing, and they're the Angels.
The Angels, they get Justin Upton from the Tigers for Grayson Long from the Angels. He was in the AA affiliate for the Angels. And so, Upton, he is 30 years old, and he is hitting .279 with 28 home runs and 94 RBIs, which, I mean, is pretty good for the Angels. They got a pretty good player, I think, in Upton. I'm gonna slap you. He's been in the All-Star game 4 times. So out of his 11 seasons, he's only been 4 times, but he was with Arizona, Atlanta, San Diego, and now he was Detroit, and then now the Angels.
So is it a good trade? Like, who won the trade, do you think?
I mean, the trade so far, I think, is for the Angels because, like, they just traded for a prospect. The Tigers got a prospect who wasn't even the top pitching prospect, which I don't really understand. But, I mean, I guess if it works out, me calling him dumb right now isn't going to do anything good. But
you never know. Long term, he could end up improving and being a stud.
I mean, he could be, but, like, I don't...
Then again, you could also look at the other side where he could end up being a dud.
I just see it...
And not do anything.
Well, Grayson Long is actually 6'5", 230, which is a great frame for a pitcher, and he's a righty. And his whole career since, I think he was drafted 2015? Yeah, 2015. He's 13-13 with 13 wins, 13 losses, basically. And he has, his ERA is a 3 for his career.
Is that good, bad? That's in between.
Very good. And when he was with the Angels, in the AA affiliate for the Angels, he was 8-6 with a 2.52 ERA with 111 strikeouts, which is crazy, I think, with only that many games.
That's a lot of strikeouts.
Yeah. So overall, I think the Angels won this trade because they got a veteran, Justin Upton, who is still hitting pretty well compared to most people these days. And then, the Tigers, if this works out for them, it'll be a very good trade for the Tigers long term, I think. But for right now, I think the Angels won this trade.
So, like, if you were to base it on right now versus the future, that's how you would view it?
Right now, the Angels won the trade, but maybe long term.
All right. Okay, that makes sense. So, we just talked about the Angels trade. So, next we're going to talk about the Justin Verlander trade. He was traded to the Astros for 3 prospects. Yeah, that's for them.
Well, so the Detroit Tigers, as you can tell, they've been trading away some of their veteran players. I think they're just planning for the future, obviously. It's more of a rebuild season for them. But they traded for the outfielder Daz Cameron, right-handed pitcher Franklin Perez, and a catching prospect Jake Rogers. And Daz Cameron, he actually is the son of former Major League outfielder Mike Cameron. But Daz was drafted by the Astros in 2015 from high school, which I guess that's pretty good. He actually got hurt in 2016, but in 2017 he has performed pretty well in low single A. He's batting .466 with 29 doubles. What are you doing?
There's a bug on the screen.
He's batting .466 with 29 doubles, 14 home runs, and 32 steals. And he's actually he's 20 years old, 6'2", 190, which is a pretty good frame for an outfielder and the hitter that they need. But he is more of a power hitter than he is a average hitter, which, I mean, it depends on what you want, because I feel that he's going to give him some home runs, some triples, some doubles in big situations up in the future. And then they have Franklin Perez, who was also traded to the Tigers. The Astros signed him for $1 million out of Venezuela in 2014. But he's done really well, and low single at age of 18 in 2016 with a 2.84 ERA in 67 innings with 75 strikeouts. And then in 2017, he has a 3.02 ERA in 86 innings in Double A and High A. And he is actually 6'3", which is a very good frame. 6'3", 197, which is a really good frame for a pitcher. And then Jake Rogers, which, I mean, he is okay. I mean, he was batting .352 to .472 in Low A and High A with 18 homers and 14 steals and 53 walks, but he also had 100 strikeouts, which, I mean, I don't like strikeouts, and most people don't. That's just not very good. Yeah. I mean, like, as a player,
I get that.
Even as a power hitter, like, even you can't strike out that much. Like
if you get struck out, you walk off the plate. You're like, dang it!
Don't even give him a chance to get on base.
Yeah, you still want a chance.
Well, Justin Verlander to the Astros, which I think was a pretty good accusation. Accusation? What? I don't know what that one was.
OJ.
Heck yeah! But no, it was a good pickup by the Astros because he actually this year is 10-8 with a 3.82 ERA. And 176 strikeouts, and he's pitched 172 innings, which is, even though he's out of his prime, he's still a very, very good pitcher, and he'll help the Astros in the playoff race.
So, who do you think that, like, is it like the Angels trade?
I think the
like current, like right now versus the future on the winning of the trade, or do you think someone flat out won?
I think the Astros actually won because I never really liked Verlander past his MVP season. But he just is not very consistent for me. Thanks too much about his wife or his girlfriend.
What?
And then no, but then okay, who actually won the trade?
Who won the trade?
The Astros did.
The Astros,
because they're pushing for a World Series right now, so just like the Angels trade.
The Angels.
The Tigers are planning for the future, and then the Astros are trying to get to the World Series right now.
And it's still the regular season, folks.
Heck yeah.
Next, we're going to talk about NFL news. Yeah, gonna talk about some NFL news. So next for NFL news, Joe Hayden, he was cut by the Browns, the Cleveland Browns. Yes, we're talking about the Cleveland Browns, the same Cleveland Browns that almost went 0-16 last year. And then the Pittsburgh Steelers picked him up. So, yeah.
Which, I mean, I
think it was a bad decision.
It was an awful move by the Browns. Even though people are saying it's like, it wasn't a shocker. I mean, he's a veteran, like...
Who has experience.
Yeah, and
the Browns
that's such a young team, and, like, I mean, you need leadership. Even though he may not be, like, the best leader, and he's kind of slipped a little because of he's being around the young people... But still, like, he has, like, I guess, knowledge of being in the NFL for so long. He knows how it works, and I think he just stay there. And I mean, last year he had 48 tackles as a DB, so which as a cornerback, which is actually pretty good. I mean, it's not crazy, but it's average, and he had 3 interceptions, and he just was a good player for them, and I just don't understand the decision to cut him.
Yeah, I think that was a bad decision too, but now the Steelers have another veteran on the defense. They got a new corner. I mean, will he start? I don't know, but,
He'll be there and give him some room behind Ben Roethlisberger with some veterans, so team leadership at least.
Yeah. So, due to the weather in Houston, the Hurricane Harvey situation, I talked about last video that the Texans-Cowboys preseason game had been moved to Dallas, and they canceled the game so that the players could go home to their families and spend time with their families, which really, really cool move by both teams, both parts. So that was really cool to see that happen, but it sucks that they don't get to play in the situation, the whole circumstance. That obviously sucks, but thoughts and prayers out to those in Houston, obviously.
But brighter news, DeAndre Hopkins just got...
Speaking of Houston.
Oh, yeah, speaking of Houston, DeAndre Hopkins just got a $81 million deal, but it's $49 million guaranteed. It's
over 5 years.
Over 5 years. And he has a 1 year remaining on his deal right now worth $7.9 million. But, I mean, he's a very good receiver, I think. He's like 317 catches, 4,000 plus yards with 23 touchdowns.
That's pretty good.
That's in all 4 seasons in Houston, which is, I think, is crazy. Like,
with all the quarterback and downs,
he's been a very good piece for them. I'm glad they're keeping him. So
he's been like a top target for him. Yeah.
Now, Brock Osweiler.
What a guy. He had 2 good games in Denver or something, and then he got overpaid by Houston, and he sucked in Houston, and then he got traded to the Browns to get rid of his contract, and then he got cut by the Browns, and now guess where he's back? Denver! He's in Denver now, again, on a 1-year deal. So, but they said he's most likely not going to be the starter, so yeah. Sorry, the race is on right now, and I'm trying to watch it on my phone, and it keeps on glitching. But yeah, that's what we got for the NFL. So, former Michigan State head coach basketball, I believe, Judd Heathcote died this past week, and so did former Villanova head coach champion in 1985, Raleigh Massimino. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but he died as well. So I just want to say sorry and condolences to their families. NBA news. Gonna start off with, let's see here. Nope. Cameron Payne. He plays for the Chicago Bulls. He was part of that trade that sent Taj Gibson and Doug McDermott to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Taj Gibson now plays for the Timberwolves. He signed with them over the offseason. And Doug still plays with the Thunder. So yeah, he has a surgery. He's out till November. It's been finalized. The Kyrie trade. Kyrie Irving to the Celtics for Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder, Ante Zizic, and a first-round pick and a for 2018, a second-round pick for 2020. That was the addition to the 2020 pick because of Isaiah Thomas's hip injury. So that is why that is. Any thoughts on that?
Go Mavs.
All right. The Los Angeles Lakers were fined $500,000 for tampering with Paul George while he was still under contract with the Indiana Pacers, this team.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's really it. I mean, thank you. And all 24 of you that listen, go tell your friends and family and dogs about this channel. Have a nice night.